Hi guys, welcome back to another video. This week we're going to take you through our top apps for travelling Australia full-time. The apps that we use on a regular basis that we find really handy for travelling, we're going to share them with you. So the first app is one that we use every single day. It's Wiki Camps. We have done a video on Wiki Camps before. Since we've done that video, they did update the app, so it does look a little bit different now, and the interface is fairly different. However, it still has all of the great functionality in trying to find different places, say campsites, points of interest, tourist information centres, place that's dog friendly, places you can have caravans, free spots, fill up water points, and many more things. So we use this every single day to try and find our campsites, and we also use the trip planner to work out where we're going and create a little bit of a trip using different sites as we travel. So the next app that we use all the time is the Fuel app, and it's made by the same people that made Wiki Camps. So basically it just shows you all of the fuel prices in towns that are surrounding you. You can actually go in and find when that price has been updated. So it's updated by users, just like Wiki Camps. So say someone went through that town an hour ago, they can update the price so you know that an hour ago it was $1.55 a litre, and it gives you a really good idea of where you might want to fill up to save a bit of money and find the cheapest fuel. So the next two apps that we use fairly regularly are Mad Paws and Paw Shake, and these are both pet sitting apps. They're very similar, and there is another one called Pet Cloud which we haven't used, but those three are really helpful. They're basically just apps, and there's people that do pet sitting from their homes and they put up profiles, and it was great because you can have people's dogs in a yard, inside, just like a normal familiar environment, instead of putting them in kennels and things like that and pet boarding. Sometimes we have used pet boarding when we need to, but we definitely prefer pet sitters. You can see all the reviews and you can see photo updates of your pet. You can also add extra services like walks and washes and all that sort of stuff, and they're much more comfortable being in an environment like that, having a backyard and people there with them all the time. So we've used that a fair bit and has been really helpful so far on our trip. The next app I think is also made from the guys that make Wiki Camp and the Fuel app. It's the Gas Finder app. It just shows you where different swap and go gas refill stations are, and where you can actually go in and top up and refill your gas bottles if you don't use the swap and goes. We've found the prices vary dramatically, and just like the Fuel app, it will give you an idea of how much it is to fill up your gas per litre. So it really helps, and you can save a fair bit of money by reviewing that and looking at the prices before you go into one of the shops to get your gas refilled or swapped over. The next one that we use is Telstra Air. So if you are a Telstra customer, or you have the details of someone that is a Telstra customer that has, broadband or ADSL or NBN at home, you can actually put those details into the Telstra Air app, and anywhere that there's one of those Telstra phone boxes that's pink with the little Wi-Fi logo at the top, that's actually an area that you can connect to Telstra, to the internet. So I'll use that if we're in a town. My brother actually lets us use his, so thank you, Shane. Basically it'll just automatically connect if we're close enough to the Wi-Fi spot, and it just is basically like a little hotspot. It'll pick that up, and then I'll use them to sort of download different podcasts and update apps and things like that, so that I'm not chewing through data for all of those updates and things while we're on the road. The next app that we use that I was really happy we came across quite early on, I found it well before we started traveling. It's called Polar Steps, and I wasn't sure whether it was going to be something that we would use or that would work for what we needed it for, but I'm very glad that we found it. It's a free app, and basically you can get it to automatically track where you're at. So we have had the app automatically tracking our trip, so you can also share that information with anyone you like. So we've shared those links with our family and friends, people that want to be updated with our trip. It does show real time though, so if you don't want, say, the general public following you along and knowing where you are, you can just select certain people to share that link with, and then they can go in and follow you along, and you can put photos from where you are. It shows that, you know, how hot it is, where you're at on the map, and all your different photos, and you can put little comments of what you've been doing and things like that. So instead of having, you know, all these different family members and friends calling and texting saying, oh, where are you, what are you up to, they can go in and see all of it. So I've found that really, really helpful, and I know a lot of our family have really enjoyed being able to have that as well. The next app is called Postsnap, and I've only recently started using it and came across it. I was trying to find something that I could use instead of normal postcards. We like sending postcards here and there as we travel, sort of just to connect back with family and share things. But I also wanted to find somewhere we could use our own photos instead of just ones that you find at tourist information centres and gift shops and things like that, because you get so many photos that you want to share, and they're the people you want to share them with. So Postsnap lets you put your own photos in. You can even make collages, and then you can type up the message on the back, and they'll post it for you. And I think it's only about $4, and you can get it cheaper if you prepay or something like that. But then you can have the addresses all saved in there, and then whenever you want to redo it, it's saved in there. You can type your message, choose a new photo, and off it goes. And the last time we used it, our family received them within the week. And I even got a picture. My sister sent me what it looked like, because I wasn't sure, you know, if they'd be really good quality. And it was beautifully done, so we were really happy with that. That means you don't have to find a post office or anything like that to get a stamp. It's all done, and like I said, you can use your own photos, which is really nice. And the last one that we've used recently is the MyPost app, and more specifically the parcel collect option. So basically, if we need things sent out to us that we buy online, or family send, or anything like that, you can actually choose any post office, and you can add that to your addresses, and they give you a code and tell you how to write it out. And if you just have that address written down, whoever sends out the parcel, it'll go to that post office, and then it will just let you know when it's there. So we've had a few things that we've had to buy and a few things sent from here to there. We've used that a couple of times now, and we found it really helpful, because obviously when you're on the road, it's a lot more difficult knowing where you're going to be. So you can just go, oh, you know, we need to get this, we know we're moving that way, we'll just pick it up at a post office along the way. So we've come to the end of the video. That's all the apps that we really, really like to use. We use them fairly regularly, and we really think that they are helpful to have while you're traveling full time. If there's any other apps that you have or that you've heard of that are really good that you think would be helpful, chuck them in the comments, because I'm definitely keen to see if there's any other things out there that just make life that bit easier, or is really helpful to have with you as you travel. So as you would have seen at the start of this video, we've got a giveaway. Russell from Wiki Camps has been kind enough to give us 5 apps to give away, the Wiki Camps app, to some of our followers. So if you would like to win, all we need you to do is comment in the description below on the YouTube video why you would like to win, and we will pick 5 random winners, and we will just respond to that comment to let you know if you've won by our release of our next video next Friday. As always, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in our next video. Bye.